Good evening, everybody. What's going on, man? How y'all doing? I gotta sneeze. Thank you, son. Oh, my goodness. That took something out of me. That sneeze took something out of me. You know you're getting old when the sneeze takes something out you. Wee! Good evening, good evening. Thank you. Good evening, everybody. If this is your first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbits, please allow me to say welcome. If it's not your first time tuning in to Tim's Tidbits, I still want to say welcome. But I also want to give you a nice hearty, well, thank you for always tuning in to Tim's Tidbits. If you don't know who I am, my name is Timothy Lee Rogers Sr., a.k.a. Aranya Grande. That's just Big Spot if you don't hablo Espanol. And you are in tune to another episode of the Intraday Price Action Recap. You feel me? Hey, man. How y'all doing today, man? I hope y'all had a good week today. I hope y'all had a very good, y'all had a very good week. Hope everybody, hey, it says I got a new mention in the Discord. What did somebody mention me? There's somebody ringing my doorbell. Y'all hold on for a second. Got to give the people, why? Give the people, oh. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? Who you was talking to?
I don't lie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I know Killer's trying to get you. What's up, Ginger? What's up, Maxie boy? Don't guess my partner. Don't get it. Yeah, right.
So you don't lie?
Yeah, I'm gonna lie. Ginger, calm down. Maxie boy.
I'll come down the road when I saw you.
Yeah, they appreciate that, man. They got to shoot some stuff for my partner. He only committed for the youth rally this weekend, and he hit me up. It's at my church.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he only committed for the youth rally, and then he hit me up. He was like, "Hey, bro, I know you're tired, man, but we need somebody to take some pictures." I said, "I can't commit to the whole week. So it's tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday." I said, "No, I can't commit to the whole weekend. I slide through Saturday when y'all at the school, cause they gonna be at Eric home. I said I slide through Saturday when y'all at the school."
Was it Lawrence?
No, he go to church with me, but he the principal over there.
Right, okay.
Yeah, he the principal over there, so that's probably how they end up using Aaron Combs.
Gotcha. Okay.
He go to church with me.
Yeah, I knew he did.
Yeah.
Did you do that video for what?
Cause full out grandma, I don't go there. What's the video for?
The one when he was down underneath the little tunnel. Did you do that one?
Probably his son. Him and his son probably did it together.
Gotcha.
Okay, yeah. He be doing music and videos with his son now.
Gotcha. Did you see that one?
The one when he was in there, like inside the tunnel.
Yeah. That was
Yeah.
good time. I thought that was your work.
Nah, that's his son. Yeah, they got a young person vibe. You know how they be having like the.
But I still would have thought you would have did.
Oh man, old washed up. Old washed
Man,
up.
he didn't get back on that Photoshop.
Old washed up.
Man, you took you stick with Photoshop and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
All that stuff we used to do. Man, it's like AI. Click one button.
Oh yeah. I thought you talking about like but yeah, I be using Photoshop to do everything, man.
Okay.
Like matter of fact, come here real quick. I put this my step in here.
Oh, so you don't switch everything around?
Yeah, I switched everything. Chris, I let Chris get the studio. But this right here, y'all say what's up to my partner. Hey, this right here, this is my well, you can't hear it on here. But I did this with Photoshop and then I put it in Premiere. But I use Photoshop AI to make all of them. Yeah, with the chain that say spy. I use AI to do all that. Got a little spider with this right here on there. And then I just put it in Premiere to like give them the bob. No, matter of fact. Oh yeah, I did it in Premiere. I was gonna say I think I did it in Photoshop, but I did it in Premiere.
I would say yeah, they were like
Yeah, I did it in Premiere to give them to like tap their head and then exported it as a GIF. I'm trying to wait a minute now. I might have did that in because I exported it as a GIF. So I might have did it in photo. I can't but I use Photoshop to create them.
And imagine if we had that 6, 7 years.
Man, what? Man, what? Hey,
I was telling him, I'm like, man,
I went crazy on them folk, man. I went crazy.
He had to go do the little marching ants around.
You know what I'm saying? With not
a girl with
man. Now you be like extract subject, and they be like.
No, I said the girl with super long blonde hair. You know, cut her hair out.
All the wispies.
And the trees behind us that blend with
Man,
us.
what?
Yeah, wait. Alright, man. Oh, okay. And then, man, cause I just got us a hot date tonight, so I'm halfway dressed. So I gotta do this, and then we gonna go promote. It's the one downtown. We went to the one on Blackman Road before, but we going to the one downtown this time. Yeah. She liked the one on Blackman Road. She can't remember if she liked the one downtown or not, but we gonna try it. Where's it? Across the Old Town? We went somewhere across the street from Old Town. Yeah. What's it called? Yeah, we did. They got the cart where they make the guacamole right. Yeah, we went there. Yeah. That was the name of Morocco. Monarca. I bet that was the name. Yeah, we went there. Man, that guacamole was so good. Man, I hurt myself. And then I had some, I can't remember the name of it, but it was like fried plantain with some meat on top of it. That man went crazy. Oh yeah, I ain't never going back there to Caribbean. All right, man. Let me get back on this live. Hey, how you doing? Hey, what happened to the spray you had found? Oh, Paul's got it? Okay. The other $2 that was back there, who dogs are those? Oh, yeah. I had made me some new buddies for a couple days.
I'm sorry, y'all. I'm on the way. I had a lot going on just now. I jollipies. I got caught up running my mouth. But that's what happened. That's what happened when I'm back. If you still here, put a 1 in the chat if you still here. Shout out to everybody that stuck around. And then I ain't got a whole lot of time. Cause me and my sweetie got a hot date. Speaking of shout out to everybody that stuck around, let me shout out the folk that's up in here. Who we got up in here? We got Jim and Yolanda over there in the Discord. We got Here to Learn and Share. We got AJ up in here. I think he's still here. We got Kim up in here. We got Honey. We got Rhonda Green. Don't mind us. There you go. He got to separate the weed from it. We got the Russells up in here, the Hardy Lieutenant on the tank. We got Shop Girl BK up in here. We got Marco up in here. Man, y'all some real No Limit soldiers, man. Y'all stick around for all the shenanigans. My partner was bringing my lens back. I let him borrow my lens. And he and I need it for tomorrow. They got an event. They doing a youth rally. They doing a youth rally this weekend, and my congregation is the host of the rally. You know what I'm saying? They the host for the rally. And they asked me, my partner, he on the committee, and he was like, man, I know you retired, man, but we need some pictures, man. So my partner brought my lens back. This my long lens. This is my 70-200 for the Canon. Brought my 70-200 back. And so, you know what I'm saying, so I can stand back and take some longer shots. Put this on one of the bodies, and then I'm gonna put my other lens on the bottom. I have 2 cameras with me, so I can switch between long shots and close shots without having to swap the lenses. So that's why I like, hey man, I need to bring the lens back, cause he still be shooting and stuff. We used to shoot together back in the day. Matter of fact, I shot my very first wedding with him. Right, he the one that gave me the bug for wanting to shoot weddings. I shot my very first wedding with him, and so that's where it all started for me, as far as weddings go. All right, let's get into it, man, and then we're gonna talk about today's sponsor. Y'all remember when we used to do the sponsor of the day? we gonna talk about today's sponsor. Y'all remember we used to do sponsor of the day back in the day? Every episode we had a sponsor. All right. Uh-oh. I ain't got yeah, hold on for a second. Oh, I think this is my son. I think my son just back there making noise. Thought I heard something for a second. I ain't got my trading view open. Let me get my trading view open. All right. While I'm waiting on trading view to open up, let's talk about today's sponsor, man. Today's sponsor. Today's episode of Tim's Tidbits, the art of reading price action, is being brought to you by none other than, if I can get the link open, is being brought to you by none other than, I gotta do it like this because it know it's me. Open an incognito browser. There you go. It's being brought to you by.
See your screen on Discord.
Oh, I ain't sharing my screen? Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you for letting me know that, Jim. Jim, you're a gentleman and a scholar. You're a gentleman and a scholar. But you don't even need that, Jim, because you are. It's being brought to you by Aranya Grande's private Discord. Click the link in the description if you want to join Aranya Grande's private Discord. The best bang for your buck would be the one that's highlighted. Read what you go get. I'll get my sales pitch together one day. Now back to our regular scheduled program. Kill me. Hey man, let's get to it, man. How was y'all day today, man? How was y'all day today? Hey, look at there, gang. we finally went up and tapped that buy side that we was talking about this morning. How you like that? We finally went up there and tapped that buy side up there. Shout out to gang, the diamond members. Today was we learned some valuable lessons today. Who can remember the valuable lessons we learned today? Besides, don't watch the charts when you're sleepy. Besides that, who remember the valuable lessons we learned today? Who would like to share the valuable lessons we learned today? Besides, Tim, don't watch the charts while you're sleepy. Nobody? Honey, where you at? Oh, there you go. I hear, yeah, there you go. Who there, Yolanda? Hello.
We will learn, basically, honest to me, we learn really to take our time and don't get caught up on that lower time frame without checking in on our higher time frame. And this morning it was like we were looking at the minute, but got caught on that minute, and you can get like you said, you can get drugged without checking that 15-minute
yes
hour. That part.
Yes, very, very good. Very, very good. We Shout out Yolanda. Shout out Here to Learn and Share with the jokes. And shout out Honey, right, for pulling up with the heart. And I think I heard D. Did I hear? Who else did I hear? I heard somebody else's voice. Who said that part? I heard somebody say that part. I thought that was D.
That was from my house trying to be funny. I don't know what's wrong with these people.
Oh, I just heard that part. I thought D had popped in for a second. But yeah, shout out the Peanut Gallery too at Shonister House. Hey, but now, like I tell y'all, man, I never proclaim to be perfect. I never try to hide anything from y'all. And today, while we were tape reading, right? I got sucked in on the 1 minute time frame. Right? It was going 100 miles an hour. Didn't even check back to look at the 15 minute. Right? Only thing I was looking at the 1 minute and the 5 minute. Didn't even check the 15 minute, did check the 60 minute. Right? And then as soon as it started doing something that I thought wasn't algorithmic, I peeked over at the 15 minute chart and I was like, hey, who can tell me what I missed? It's right here staring you in the face. Right? I did not look at the 15 minute chart, got caught up on the 1 minute. Hey, Scrap, I'm on live right now.
Okay. All right, give me what we doing.
All right. Yeah. So I got caught up on the 1 minute and I said, hey, this right here is a good this is a good learning lesson. But first of all, before I even, it's the same thing. It's the same thing, really. But it wasn't just the fact of being caught up on the 1 minute. We talked about something. We started out the stream talking about this one thing, right? And then I took it off the chart and totally forgot about it. I said, hey, I'm going to remember that one of them is right around the New Day opening gap and the other one is up there. Didn't even cross my mind later on, right? And we got to the point, I said, okay, yeah, we at the consequent encroachment of this wick, but I want to see that speed into that buy side up there. Totally ignoring that. And then shout out Yolanda. She said, hey, Tim, according to my chart, we just hit that 20% retracement that the what you call the freaking thing, man? I'm having a brain cramp. Anyway, we just hit it.
TGIF.
Yeah, TGIF. Yeah. I said, you know what? You're right. I done totally forgot about that. So I was forgets McGee today. I was forgets McGee, but that just go to show you, one, if you're not focused, if you're not on your A game, don't be trying to push them buttons. Don't be trying to push them buttons, right? And you got to be honest with yourself as a trader to know when you're not on your A game. You got to be honest with yourself even when you're in front of people, right? Even when you're in front of people, even in front these people who consider me a mentor, you know what I'm saying? I'm just some dude from Fort Lauderdale, Florida that's sharing his thoughts on this thing that they call price action, right? But with these people that feel like I got something to share with them, I'm going to be honest with them. Like, oh, look how I messed this up. Can y'all see where I messed up at? This is a teachable moment. All right? Ego, you got to leave the egos at the door because price don't care nothing about you or your ego. All right? So, always, if you ain't on your A game, and this for everybody, not just the people that was on the live stream this morning. If you ain't on the A game, I'm going to go full screen for this. If you ain't on your A game, don't be out there trying to push them buttons. If you sleepy, if you're tired, if you going through something with your family, if you stressed out, if you're not on your A game, don't be trying to push them buttons. Why? Because you're not going to be focused. And you got to be locked in. You got to be laser focused when you're doing this stuff right here. Take the day off, especially on Don't Force It Friday. Don't Force It Friday. I need to get my t-shirts made so I can wear them on Friday. Don't Force It Friday. right? So now let's get into the charts, man. While we going to the charts, do anybody got any questions? Anything that that went on this week that may have caught you by surprise? You know, may have caught you by surprise or did something you didn't expect today. I mean, this started the week right over here. This was the start. Let's go to 15-minute candles. Right, this was the start of the week. Hey, where'd it go? Over here. All right, let me turn on my fancy dancing. All right, this was the start of our week right over here. Right there at this big purple box right here. This is the start of the week, right? And then we had us pretty nice power of 3 week, right? Open, made a high, came down, made a low, then closed off the low, right? So your candle would look something like this here, right? It looks something like that. That's a bar, but that's what it'll look, right? Open, high, low, and close, right? Nice power of 3 day. Why is it a power? Week. Why? Right? Because you accumulated there, you manipulated there, and then you distribute it down here. Right? Accumulation, manipulation, distribution. All right? If we zoom out, can't zoom out on the 15. Let's go to the 60-minute. Right? On a 60-minute time frame, we don't have much detail over here to look at there. Right? But we can see if I hover right there. There's not a lot of detail, but you can tell just by looking, right? Now this was a huge market maker sell model that we was in. This up here was your smart money reversal up there. It wasn't the prettiest, right? And this right, looking at this right here, like this right here, over this great large span of time, this is what I be saying. Remember, it's not about looking for patterns. It's about the narrative. What is price trying to do, right? So you see this huge market maker sell model. Inside that market maker sell model, there is a plethora of market maker buy models and market maker sell models all up and through here, right? People from the hood know what up and through mean, right? If you know what up and through mean, put a 1 in the chat. All up and through here, we got all kind of market maker buy and market maker sell models. But this ain't the prettiest. Like, you can't just look at this and be like, oh, this is an area of accumulation. This is an area of, like, looking up this side. You can't just point out and say, this is a clear area of accumulation. This is a clear area of, I don't know, maybe this is a clear area, maybe this is a clear area. That's a little bit more clear area of accumulation. That is too, right? This is my smart money reversal when I break down below the area of accumulation. Maybe this is just one area of accumulation. When we broke below that, that's what gave us our, breaking market structure. Now, where's the clear areas of distribution? It's just one big area of distribution. See, you can't really try to look for the pattern, right? But you can see that, right, price has come down. And we spoke about this last week, I think. We was talking about price coming down to, it was some sell side. We was like, it's below the monthly PD array, right? And we was like, but we want to see if price shows a willingness to get there. That's the sell side right there. All right. You go back and check the tapes if you think I'm swelling, right? And then accompanied with that, there was a little piece of a fair value gap that was left, a weekly fair value gap that was left, right? And we was like, want to see if price shows a willingness to reprice down there. That was last week when we came down and closed up there, right? We was like, it's below the monthly PD array here because it was at the end of the month, right? We had this order block here and we had this order block here, right? This was the order block we was watching because it was the order block inside the order block, giving us this right here. This would be our propulsion block. So we got this order block inside that order block there. They're both order blocks, right? Now, I like to look at the bodies when the wicks are retarded. Oh, I'm sorry, when the wicks are ridiculous, right? But this is the entire order block over here. Huge, crazy wick, right? Crazy wick. If you look at the whole thing, we're not even at mean threshold, but that wick is crazy. I'm not going to include that wick when it's that big, right? Look at the bulk of it. Why? Because it's the monthly time frame. So I'm looking at that, and then I'm also looking at that there for how this monthly candle closes, right? In respect to the order block. All right. And we talked about how it's the low. We had a monthly low there, which was a weekly liquidity pool. Okay. Right? Weekly liquidity pool. And now this week has closed back inside of this order block over there. This month's still not over. This is just the first week of the month. Right? And then we look at the monthly time frame. I mean the weekly time frame. Right? We look at the weekly time frame. I keep seeing something move over there. Right? So on the weekly time frame, we traded down into the weekly order block. This order block is inside another order block over there also, but we trade into the weekly order block there, right? And then if you look at the bullish order block on this side, you got the last down close candle of this order block, which is pretty much in line with the last down close candle coming out of the consolidation, right? We trade down into the order block. Oh, let's check that and see if we hit the upper quadrant. I just looked at how far we dug into there. As you can see, my thing still set on the TGIF. It's still set there because we used it this morning. That's it. That's the only time I used that fib today. It's still set to TGIF. All right. Let's go to quads. Very close to the upper quadrant. Very close to the upper quadrant of the order block. Right. Didn't quite get there. So came down. We reached a weekly target, a weekly objective. Right. This weekly objective, we was taking it with a grain of salt because, like we said, it was below the monthly PD rate, right? So we was taking it with a grain of salt. And the whole time, right, the whole time we was watching price action saying, hey, matter of fact, we even started today looking for downside targets, right? Even though, like I say, I got caught up on the 1 minute time frame and was looking up at this buy side right here. We started out looking for lower time frame targets because that's why this new week opening gap here is there. I marked that out because we didn't have that on the chart, right? We had the sell side, of course, and this was the weekly fair value gap that we was talking about there, right? But that's why that stuff is down there on the chart there, that new week opening gap that was down there, and then that sell side. Oh, and I forgot about that. The SIBI. We talked about that inversion fair value gap over here on the daily, right? And I didn't feel like marking out the whole thing, so I just marked out the SIBI high right there, and we dug down into that daily SIBI right there, and came back up. Right, those was the downside targets that we pointed out before getting caught up on the lower time frame. All right, now initially at the top of the week, this was the sell side. We were saying, let's see if we have a willingness to come there, right? And then we see here on Monday, right? On Monday we opened up back into the SIBI, right? Opened up inside the SIBI, traded up into the bearish breaker, dropped down, right? Repriced into the daily fair value gap over here that we have mentioned, right? Repriced that daily fair value gap I mean, we had already repriced it, but dropped down into it, respecting consequent encroachment. The next day, we had an indecision day where we came down and engineered liquidity, right? Created relative equal lows with the sell side that we say, hey, we watch to see if we want to do it. At this point right here, we was pretty sure that we would retrace back to come and get this. Talked about how that's the preferred area to sweep the liquidity before trying to go up, right? The next day, we failed to get down there, right? And then Thursday, right, we finally made our way down and tapped it. Boop. Just a small little tap right there, right? And like we always say, whenever we come this far and then we just poke through a little bit right there, that ain't enough. We want to get a nice run inside the liquidity. That little poke ain't enough. And then we hit and rejected off. And then today we opened up, and I want to say midday to lunch, but we'll check it on the lower time frames. We finally gave up the ghost and melted down, coming all the way down into this old civvy, right? That's down here from way back in September sometime, right? Dug down into that old daily civvy, and they came all the way back up. And it's a red candle, but we actually ended positive on the day, right? Because we closed here on Friday and we closed there on Monday. So we actually closed positive on the day. It says plus 33 3/4 points, right? Less than 1/4%, but we actually closed positive on the day with that little small indecision candle there. Did a whole lot of funking for nothing, right? Got a whole lot of people chasing it down, and then toward the end of the day came back and busted them in the head. I was actually at the dentist office. It was like at like 12:30, 12:45, somewhere around there, and I saw a setup coming, and I was trying to take a long back up, and it did not come back down to my price. Had my limit ordered and everything set. It did not come back down to my price, and it just went on without me. Never retraced back down to where I wanted to get picked up. When I got out of the chair from getting my teeth cleaned, I looked at my phone. I was like, oh man, I didn't get picked up. It was like 100 points above where I was trying to get picked up at. So, oh well. Oh well. It is what it is. All right. Let's go down off the daily chart and let's go into 15 minutes. All right. So, excuse me. On the 15-minute chart, I'm gonna go with 930 to 1600. Right. So that's the New York session for each day. All right. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The red highlighted area is the New York session for every day this week. Okay? So, looking at what price did all week, right? Looking at what price did all week, we can see that it was pretty much the same all week, right? Here, the Asian session, right, all the way up into London, just consolidated, right, going into Monday's trading, right, start to expand a little bit, coming after 6 o'clock or so. Then at the 9:30 open, we took our buy side, dropped down, taking out the sell side, right, and created the weekly high Monday morning, right, on the 9:30 opening candle, opening 15-minute candle. That ended up being the weekly high right there. Dropped down, breaking structure, traded back up, never hit this 15-minute breakaway gap. Hung out at the new week opening gap for a minute, dropped down, traded back up into the lower SIBI, left that breakaway gap, dropped down, traded back up into the lower SIBI, and then hung out there throughout the Asian and all the way through the London kill zone. Right around 6 o'clock or so, we dropped down into the sell side. Right, then started out the New York Open, came down. That's when we engineered that liquidity, made that relative equal low. Right, on Tuesday, traded back up, taking out this buy side here throughout the New York. So from New York morning around 10:30 or so, all the way up into 3:15, 3:30, price just rallied back up, taking out the buy side liquidity, trading into that upper SIBI from 2:15 the day prior, trading all the way up into that bearish order block from 2:30. Is that 2:30? Yes, 2:30, and then 2:45 was the SIBI, and 2:30 was the bearish order block, trading up into that bearish order block, and we dropped back down, right? Traded down into this bullish order block. Bodies closed inside the 115 bullish order block. Right, we talked about this when it was happening. Talked about how we traded down into the order block. Bodies closed inside the propulsion block, but a little bit below mean threshold. Traded back up into that 330 SIBI, and then hung out there inside that what was that green? What was that for? What did I mark that for? Oh, that fair value gap. That's the daily fair value gap that we talked about. That was the daily fair value gap. Okay. All right. So hung out inside that daily fair value gap. Right. Again, throughout the Asian and all the way through the London. Inside the London, we expanded up, taking out the overnight buy side, trading up into this 330 SIBI again, taking out the overnight buy side, and dropped down below the daily fair value gap, making equal lows with the overnight sell side. Okay, kind of hung out there for a minute. Then dropped down, coming into the New York session, came all the way down into the bullish order block from 11:15 on Tuesday, right? So this is like 11:30 on Wednesday, came back into the bullish order block from 11:15 on Tuesday, right? Trading up into this candle here that gave us our change in the state delivery. Right there, once we traded back above there, traded back down into that candle, down into that order block over there. Right, we got a huge order block here, and then we got an order block over there that's inside that order block there. So we traded back down into that area. There's look like a little inefficiency there too that we traded into. I'm too zoomed in to really tell. Expanded back up to the new day. To the opening, to the bullish order block, back up to the new day opening gap. If you only had 3 weeks to learn to trade, have some knowledge already, watch the lingo videos and series after that, what membership or video series would you recommend? I'm out of work now. You talk about for me, what I recommend for me, if you want to hang out with me, and said you only got 3 weeks, I don't recommend nothing. If you only got 3 weeks, not a thing. I recommend you, what you out of work for? Are you going back to work? Are you going back to work? You out of work for short-term disability, FMLA? You out of work? Are you going back to work? You say you out of work right now, and you got 3 weeks. You on vacation? I don't recommend nothing. You can't learn to trade in 3 weeks. That don't exist. You can't learn it. I won't even try to take your money. 3 weeks ain't gonna be enough time for you to learn how to trade. You did not say medical STD. You did not type in medical STD on Al Gore's internet. I hope you mean short-term disability. I really hope you mean short-term disability. Okay. Building manager, from now on, this is your new name. Building manager, this is your new name from now on. I'm not going to say it, but for those who know, for those who know, for those who know who this is right here. For those who know who this is right here. The Itchy and Scratchy Show. Shout out Itchy and Scratchy, man. Shout out Itchy and Scratchy. Hold on. I got to save this. I got to save this image. But it's you can't learn to trade in 3 weeks. You can't learn to trade in 3 weeks. You can start to learn some of the concepts. You can start to get a little bit more comfortable with trying to see some of the concepts, but you can't learn to trade in 3 weeks, right? So if you want to tap in with the gang, like I said, it's a link in the description. And if you just want to hang out and get be able to come in on the Q&As, right? If you ain't trying to get in on the once a month the once a month lectures, right? The gold members, they get every first Sunday they get a Q&A. They get to join in with the Q&A every first Sunday at 7 o'clock, right? And then the rest of the stuff, access to the library, of course, and with random pop-ups. When I do random pop-ups, so the pop-ups ain't scheduled. So whenever I do a random pop-up, you get access to that, and you get a scheduled Q&A every first Sunday, right? The platinum members, right? They get a scheduled Q&A on the first and the third Sunday and get access to the random pop-ups. That's $20 a month. The diamond members, right? They get scheduled Q&As on the first, second, and third Sunday, and they get Q&As every Wednesday night at 7 p.m., right? And then the first Wednesday of every month, that's a lecture. That's a teaching moment, right? It's a lecture with the slides, and we go through teaching, right? And then we tape read on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning. It's just tape reading. It's not a call-out service. I'm not trying to tell you how to enter. We just studying the price from 9 to 10:15. We just studying the price, what price is doing. We looking for signatures. We learning how to see the signatures in real time. That's what the tape reading is for. That's $30 a month. I don't know your budget. I don't know what you're trying to do, but check it out. Do I get access to recordings for Wednesday evening? The Sundays. The Sundays are recorded. The Sundays are recorded, and the lecture is recorded, right? The Wednesday nights aren't recorded. The only Wednesday night that's recorded is the lecture, the first Wednesday. right? Because the Wednesday nights are supposed to be homework review. That's supposed to be homework review, but everybody done did all the homework. They say they done did all the homework, and they don't be having no homework questions. So I used to record the Wednesday nights, but I stopped recording them because that's just homework review. But for like the Q&As, I record the Q&As. So you get the playback for the Q&As, and you get the playback for the lecture that first Wednesday, right? And that's under the diamond, right? Enough of that right there. Now, but you can't learn to trade in 3 weeks, so I don't recommend anything. If you're trying to learn to trade in 3 weeks, don't click on none of them links. Don't do nothing. You ain't gonna be able to learn it in 3 weeks. Not with me. I ain't gonna promise you that. Right? I ain't trying to fool you like that. It's people that's been in here with me for 2 years, and they still having aha moments. You know what I'm saying? They still having aha moments because they be like, every time I think I got it, you can't. And the way Michael teach it, it's a 3-year process at the minimum with the way he teach it. First year, all you do is learn the content. Second year, all you do is tape read. Third year, all you do is sim trade. And then after them 3 years, now you should be ready to go live. Right? So it's, that's it. Where was I at? Wednesday. I want to make some gains while out of work. That's all. Got it. Thanks. Oh, yeah. Nah. Nah. I mean, you can get lucky and make some money, but you ain't gonna learn how to trade. You ain't gonna learn how. You can get lucky and make some money, but you ain't gonna learn how. I'm glad he said that. I'm glad building manager said that. Right? It's like when it comes to trading, I'm going full screen. Right? When it comes to trading, we want to like hurry up and make this quick money. Right? And all the influencers and the gurus on Al Gore's internet got us messed up. They got us thinking it's sweet out here in these trading streets. It's not sweet out here. Is it fast money? Yes, it is. It's very fast money. Right? But you can also lose money real fast. BMF, blowing money fast. You feel me? This market don't care nothing about you. It will run you over like a frog in the street. The market is engineered for the efficiency of smart money. Right? It engineers liquidity for the smart money. Guess who that liquidity is? The unlearned trader. I don't care if you work at Goldman Sachs or if you work at Walmart. Right? I did shadows one cycle and was totally lost. You've been helping me a lot. Yeah, PDub, my dog. Shout out PDub, right? But like I say, if you don't understand the concepts, I don't care who you looking at or following, you're gonna be lost, right? I tapped into PDub Shadow's Discord. I didn't even know he had a Discord that you could just get in. But I saw somebody share, somebody was like, hey, PDub opening up his Discord for free for like a week or whatever. All right, so I tapped in and I was like, what's up, Doug? He was like, man, this always been here. You could always been in there. You just couldn't be in the part that I opened up. Man, when I tell you, I ain't know what that man was talking about. I turned the notifications off. Man, there was so many notifications popping in. Blink, 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 blink. Laser vision, laser vision, laser vision, laser. Man, if you laser vision me one more time. And I understand the concepts. But if you don't understand the way that somebody teaching it, you be totally lost. I understand the concepts, but like the lingo that they use over there, I don't understand that lingo. I don't know what you talk about, man. Get off my Discord. Shut up. Mute. It's like you don't want to be a distraction. And this ain't just to build a man, just for everybody out there, right? Don't jump around everywhere trying to find the next best thing, right? I don't care if you trade with weather constellations. Stick with that. build your strategy and follow your strategy. Because when you jump around, all you're doing is creating confusion, right? You're creating confusion. You're creating chaos. When there's chaos, you're not going to succeed. When there's chaos, you're not going to succeed, right? You want to have something clear, precise, decent, and in order. That's why God tell you stuff like that. Be decent and in order. God ain't the author of confusion. Because during chaos, you're not going to succeed. Decent and in order. Follow this one path. Follow this one thing. Broad is the gate that leads to destruction. But narrow, this narrow path right here, this narrow path, you want to get in that narrow path right there. You feel me? Right? So understand, build your knowledge on this one thing. Don't try to rush it. It's a marathon, not a sprint. The stock market ain't going nowhere. Right? Because in these 3 weeks that building manager got, right, it can go very well. And if it goes very well, that will be the worst thing that could ever happen to you. Because it's going to instill a false sense of ability in you. Or it can go very bad. And if it goes very bad, that can be probably the second worst thing that can happen to you. Because then it's going to instill a fear and you're not going to want to do it at all. But if you take your time and just learn how to do it correctly, right? Just hang out here for free. Don't even join the Discord. Hang out here for free. Pull up at 6 o'clock at night. Ask your questions while we doing the price section recaps. You know what I'm saying? Keep on looking at the material on the YouTube page. Pull up with a question that you don't understand on the live stream, right? And then get your sea legs under you and start back testing stuff. Then if you want to join the gang so you can get some more of that one-on-one time when I'm doing the pop-ups and when I'm doing the Q&As, hey, I'll welcome you. But I ain't that cat that's going to be like, yeah, come join my Discord. I'm going to get you trading in 3 weeks and I ain't going to get you nothing. I'm just going to share the way I understand these ICT concepts and you got to do the work. Yeah, man. Now let's get back to this right here because I got a hot date with my wife, man. Stop interrupting me, itchy and scratchy. Hey, man, why I can't switch over? Oh, I'm hitting the wrong button. I was hitting the wrong button. Okay. I can't remember where we was at, so we just going to go over here to Friday. We're going to go to today's trading because I can't remember where we was at, and me and my wife got a hot date. All right, so today, we opened up here again. It was the same thing again, as you see, right? Throughout the Asian and throughout the London, right? After the London kill zone was over, all we did was consolidate, right? Just consolidated all night long. Consolidation, right? And then at 8:30 news candle, right? Price wicked out the sell side, wicked out the buy side. That's typical on news days, like high impact news. What do we always say? They're going to manipulate out both sides a lot of times. Sell side, buy side, whap, wham. And we looked at it this morning. It was like in, 6 seconds, y'all? Did we say it was 6 seconds? Let me go verify that. I think it was 6 seconds. All right, let's go down to a 1 second chart. Boom, bop, bam, bop, boom, bop, bam. All right. So here we go right here. This is that news counter right there. 8:30. Right here. 8:30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 seconds. Right? 6 seconds. Right there. So this candle here was 8:30. Uh-oh, it's some candles missing. It's some candles missing in there. Because this candle here, look at that. I just noticed that. This candle is on the 0-0. This candle is on the 0-1. This is on the 0-2. This is on the 0-3. This candle is on the 0-8. So it's some candles missing inside there. It was moving so quick, it didn't even print a candle for that time. And this candle right here is on the 09, right? So this is a full 10-second candle right here, but there's only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles inside of that 10-second candle, right? And that was, what was that at? Right there. That 10-second candle right there. That big green candle. Let's chop this off. Boom. Right. So that big green candle right there, that's a 10-second candle. Right. But if I go down to 1 second, right, all we got is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles inside that 10-second candle. It was moving so fast, it couldn't even print out 10 candles on the second chart. So very, very quick move. Took out the buy side and the sell side. Right. Took out the sell side and the buy side, should I say. Then we dropped down and touched that old sell side that we have been talking about throughout the week. We touched it again, came down, touched it one more time, and then starting at 9:30, when we came down and touched our old sell side, that gave us our opening range low at 20,023.75, and we traded up, right? Came all the way up above the new day opening gap from today, in which turned out to be the opening range high, right? During this time here, this is when we got trapped on the lower time frames looking for that buy side right there. We initially pointed out, I think it was some buy side over here somewhere. Right, it was on a 1 minute time frame, so I'm thinking it might have been here. We initially pointed that out and then was like, okay, we're just looking here because that's the nearest higher time frame liquidity. Okay, so that's why we had that up there. We got up here. It was at the time, this up here would have been the 20%, somewhere around this area here would have been a 20%, because it was right around consequent encroachment of this wick. We were watching consequent encroachment of this wick here, right? Saying, okay, now that we got above consequent encroachment, we want to see it rally up into there. But right here at consequent encroachment of this wick, at that time, the 20% retracement on the week, right? Algorithm used that to re-engage the sell program to come all the way back down to that SIBI that we had marked out earlier that day, right? All the way back down to that SIBI, right? So we came down, engaged the sell side, right? We had our opening range high, opening range low, okay? We engaged the sell side, right? Traded back up, right? Repriced the SIBI that we created, repriced this SIBI, right? Came back up into that internal sell side, because we spoke about the internal sell side that was created inside the range, traded back up into the internal sell side, right? And then came down during the London macro, came over here and engaged this sell side right there. This time, instead of a reversal, it was a continuation, right? Took out that low that was created after 10 o'clock, right? A continuation raid for the London close, right? Came down, made the low of the day here on this 11:45 candle, right? And then this is the area over here. I told you I was trying to trade. Remember, I told you it was like 12:30 or so, right? I was trying to trade over here, right? So right over here, let me check this. We had this fair value gap there, right, on a 12:45 candle, right? And then I think it was, yes, it was that fair value gap, because I was looking at it on the 1 minute right there. Yes. All right, so here we go. We had that 5 minute fair value gap, right there, right? Because I looked at the 1 minute, I said, okay, we got a breakaway gap. We traded into this fair value gap. We did not take that low, so I want to get in on this 5 minute fair value gap, because price is not showing a willingness to come back down after this right here, right? Came down, didn't take that low, blast off, took out that high, didn't trade into the breakaway gap. Institutional order flow entry drill here, right? And then as we were coming back down, I want to get long off this fair value gap. And when I came back out of the chair, as you see, I didn't get picked up here. Look how close it came. And then when I came back out, I think we was like 100 points away, right? So if I come here, right there, I stretch up. See, yeah, it was more than 100, because I know I was shooting for this high right here, but we was farther than that, right? So it was one something, because my mama called at 1 o'clock. I was still in the chair, and then so it had to be like over here somewhere. So price had to be, because I know we was like 100 and something points away, right? So price would have been over there. I said, oh well, it didn't come get me, and so that was that. Right, that was the trade idea I had for the day. Didn't get picked up. No harm, no foul. It's Don't Force It Friday, so who cares? The market will always give another chance on another day. Right, so then we had a nice rally, right? Trapping anybody who was still trying to go short. Right, anybody that wanted to go short got their head busted into the white meat. Right, and then after lunch, price continued all the way back up. No, it actually poked that buy side. It went, the high on this right here is 20,274 even, and then that buy side was at 20,273.75. So it went one tick above that buy side that we was watching, right? Pulled down, consolidated at the new day opening gap. Here on this 330 candle, we dropped down, right? Just to come down and add insult to injury, trading down into this bullish reclaim fair value gap right there. Just traded down there just to add a little insult to injury, right? And then wick back up, pushed up above that high one more time, came back down, and then we chilled there. And I think we closed very near a 30% from the entire week, coming from the new low that we made today. Let's check that. Right, because we right around that area was like 20% when we initially started. So when we dropped further, I'm thinking that would have made that same area be roughly 30%. But let's check it. Right, because that's 25% right there, and that's 50% right there. Right. And just above 30%. Right. Just above 30% from the new low that we made today, right? Because earlier this morning, right around this area right here, when we was up here around the consequent encroachment, that was the original 20% line, right? And 30% was up here somewhere. Then we came down and made that new low, and then price traded all the way back up, and then closed right around that 30% line. And this is 30% right here, right there. And then price closed at 4 o'clock right here. This was price closed at 4 o'clock right there. So we closed a little bit above that 30% right there. And that's what 30% is. And then we pulled back off it a little bit more. So roughly a 30% pullback. Got the TGIL. We got it in the morning and the afternoon. Right? Got 20% in the morning and 30% in the afternoon. And that's all I got, man. That's all I got. I got a hot date with my wife. So I am gonna hang out to do no questions, cause I'm about to go hang out with my sweetie. I ain't gonna be able to do nothing tomorrow, gang. Because I'm gonna go shoot some pictures at the youth rally. They said they doing something tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday. I'm gonna shoot pictures tomorrow, so I ain't gonna be able to do nothing tomorrow. But this Sunday is the second Sunday. Right? This Sunday is the second Sunday. So I'll see the Diamond Group. I'll see the Diamond Group for Sunday Q&A. The 16th, there will not be a Q&A on the 16th. That's the third Sunday. So the Platinum and the Diamond group, there will not be a Q&A on the 16th. My 18th wedding anniversary is the 14th, and me and my sweetie gonna be celebrating the whole weekend. So there will not be a Q&A on March the 16th. If you don't like it, call HR. Until the next time I decide to get on Al Gore's internet, man, y'all remember, it's your boy, Timothy Lee Rogers Sr., a.k.a. Aranya Grande. Don't worry. That just mean Big Spot if you don't hablo español. Y'all be safe out here in these trading streets, man. Gone.